All right, so welcome to this year's webinar co-hosted by the ISTE Inclusive Learning Network and sites UDL-SIG, as well as other representations that we're affiliated with. My name is Susie Gronseth. I am joining you from Houston, Texas in Central Time, which means it's 7:00 p.m. on May 17th, 2018. It's Global Accessibility Awareness Day, or we're wrapping it up here. But we have people from many different time zones that are joining us live and that will watch this recording later. So I just want to give you a chance to just say hello and tell us where you're joining us from. So we can start with Betsy.
Hi, my name is Betsy or Elizabeth Dalton, and I'm joining you from Rhode Island, which is on the east coast of the US, and it's about 8:00 here. Thanks.
Okay. Hi, my name's Jen Gallup, and I'm joining you from Idaho, and that's pretty close to, I guess you would say, the Pacific Ocean, closest ocean I can find.
Shigeru?
Yeah, my name is Shigeru Ikuta, Women's University in Tokyo. It's 9 a.m. in Tokyo. Just a good morning. Thank you very much.
Good morning. And I see Veronica is in the chat. She is joining us from Paraguay. It is 8 p.m., same time zone as Betsy. And Lynn, if you want to introduce yourself. From outside of Chicago. All right, so two of our presenters are also outside of Chicago. I don't know if you are acquaintances with Cindy and Kevin Anderson. They will be presenting towards the end of our webinar, and they are also from around that area. So the webinar and Global Accessibility Awareness Day is very international, and so we're trying to really extend the reach and the conversation all around the world and include as many international perspectives as possible. So it's great to see people from so many different places. So now I am going to turn it over to the incoming ISTE Inclusive Learning Network President, Luis Perez, and he has recorded a welcome for us tonight because he is in the midst of traveling. He had a speaking engagement, and so he wanted to make sure that he was able to speak as part of the webinar and tell you a little bit about where GAAD came from and some of the other kinds of professional learning opportunities that will be coming up.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this online presentation from the ISTE Inclusive Learning Network. I'm so glad that you're joining us tonight for the celebration of Global Accessibility Awareness Day. And my name is Luis Perez. I am the incoming president of the ISTE Inclusive Learning Network. Tonight, we're going to be hearing from a number of the authors who contributed chapters to Handmade Teaching Materials for Students with Disabilities, which is a book edited by Dr. Shigeru Ikuta. Before I turn it over to our presenters, I just want to give you a little background on Global Accessibility Awareness Day and where it originated. Global Accessibility Awareness Day is just a great example of how sometimes a movement starts with a small action and then becomes a spark for motivating action on a grander scale. It all began with a 2012 blog post by my friend Joe Devin, and he posted a challenge, and the challenge was this: accessibility know-how needs to go mainstream with developers, and it needs to do that now. Well, then my friend Jenison Asuncion saw that blog post, and he got together with Joe, and they started this annual event, which has now become known as Global Accessibility Awareness Day. And if you go on the GAAD website, you're going to find events that are taking place all over the world, both in person and virtually, like the one that we're holding tonight. From that one blog post in 2012, GAAD has grown into a global movement where we all come together with a shared goal of making the world more accessible and inclusive. Now, throughout most of the year, ISTE Inclusive Learning Network members are spread out throughout the country and the world as we work on promoting inclusion in our own settings. And we also come together through virtual events like the one that you're participating in right now. But every year, we also have a great opportunity to come together in person when we attend the ISTE conference, which this year is in Chicago. Here are some highlights from past ISTE conferences. One of the highlights of the conference is the Inclusive Learning Playground, where we showcase some of the most innovative tools that are available to all educators to make their learning environments more inclusive. At ISTE 2018, we're going to continue the theme that we started last year by focusing on accessible makerspaces. Here you can see one of the stations where I discussed accessible coding and how it could be used to control drones and more. We also had a number of hands-on activities that were fun for all ages. Along with the playground, we also hold a forum where we bring together a number of thought leaders to discuss pressing issues within the field of inclusive learning. Here's some images from last year's forum where the theme was Star Wars and the topic was makerspaces. And as you can see, the educators who attended had a great time creating light-up lightsabers. But it's not all work for us at ISTE. We also find time to have some fun. We also hold a social event where our members have an opportunity to get to know each other and network. Here's an image from last year's social, which actually took place at an escape room and was a lot of fun. Even if you can't attend ISTE, you can still get a lot out of being a member of the ISTE Inclusive Learning Network. We hold a number of virtual learning opportunities throughout the year, ranging from webinars to Twitter chats or even book studies. This is a screenshot of some of the participants in an online mini conference that we did for a past Global Accessibility Awareness Day event. The best way to stay up to date on everything that we're planning to do at ISTE 2018 and throughout the coming year is by following us on social media and visiting our website. Our website is inclusiveln.org, and then you can find us on Twitter at InclusiveLN. We also use the hashtag InclusiveLN. And you can also do a search for us on Facebook and just look for Inclusive Learning Network. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm sorry I can't be there in person, but I had a previous commitment. I look forward to seeing the recording of this event, and I hope that you'll join us not only if you're attending ISTE 2018, but also at all of our learning opportunities that we offer throughout the year. Enjoy the presentation and stay in touch.
Okay, great. And so I see that we have Jen Edge Savage joining us, who is the current president of the ISTE Inclusive Learning Network. And so Jen, if you want to say hi, you can have this opportunity to do that. No microphone tonight, but she says hi in the chat.